120 years ago, the Methodist people of South Carolina heard the cries of hundreds of orphans. With faith, hope, determination, and scant financial resources, Epworth Orphanage was established by Annual Conference Action and with help from the City of Columbia. For many people, times were hard and life was harsh. The lingering effects of the Civil War, poor health care, contagious diseases with high death rates, widespread poverty, and the lack of societal resources in our rural state contributed to a situation where many children had no one to help sustain them or give them guidance. With a tract of land consisting of 131 acres and an unfinished 14-room house, purchased for the total cost of about $6,000, Epworth Orphanage opened and became home for children from all across South Carolina. Epworth quickly earned the reputation of a place for children in need to live and to be loved. Soon, desperate families began to drop their children off on the street at Epworth for their children to be cared for, receive education, learn to work the Epworth farm, and to see themselves as children of God. When the Methodist people heard that hundreds of children were filling the cottages at Epworth, faithful Methodists responded by working a day for Epworth and donating those wages in the offering plate at church. On Mother's Day, they remembered the children who were separated from their mothers. And in Sunday school, children brought their pennies and nickels to send to Epworth. Epworth's Workday and Mother's Day offerings and Sunday school collections were and continue to be the foundational support for Epworth's children. From those humble beginnings, thousands of children and families have turned to Epworth in their time of need. Each child's situation is wrapped in a dismal story. But with Epworth came the opportunity to create a beautiful new future. As times changed in our nation and state, the old days of an orphanage farm faded into history, but the work and the spirit of Epworth remains. Today, hundreds of children, youth, and families still turn to Epworth each year for help, hope, and healing. Throughout the years, Epworth's ministry has revolved around one unwavering belief that every child is a miracle.
Today at Epworth, children continue to receive the comprehensive care they need to transform their lives. Epworth's highly recognized and nationally accredited program was developed in active partnership with Cornell University. The care model of residential group care creates a trauma-informed environment for children to heal and grow. Epworth provides and facilitates medical care to overcome medical deficits. Specialized therapists meet with residents and their families to heal those emotional scars which may not be visible but are still very real. Epworth emphasizes academic success and provides tutoring to turn grades around at school. Children and youth develop life skills that prepare them for young adulthood, from opening a savings account to interviewing for their first summer jobs. And just as importantly, Epworth encourages each child to grow spiritually and see themselves as beloved children of God. Day by day, this full array of services makes a real and tangible difference in the lives of children. Epworth's ministry has evolved with the times. Epworth residents are no longer expected to work in the woodworking and monument shop, but when they get their first taste of Epworth's famous peanut butter ice cream, the look of joy on their faces remains the same throughout the generations. Even though the milk cows and the farm are now gone, the expectation of learning the value of work is not. The printing presses in the old print shop may have been replaced with iPads, but learning life skills is still the objective. In a nation where fewer than 2% of foster children complete college, Epworth has celebrated 100% high school graduation rate, with almost every child going to higher education 5 years in a row and counting. Every day at Epworth, children who have experienced loss, abuse, and neglect are given a new outlook on life. From excelling in the classroom to experiencing the fun and joys of childhood, children at Epworth are moving toward lives of accountability, productivity, and self-respect. With each step, they are distancing themselves from a difficult past and walking boldly into the future.
As Epworth moves into the future, the challenge is to hold on to the things that continue to serve us well, while evolving in order to continue to be relevant in a rapidly changing child care world. For over 10 years, South Carolina and other states have been under pressure from our federal government and an extremely well-funded and politically influential organization to remove as many children as possible from children's homes like Epworth and use alternative placements for children in need of care. In 2016, Governor Haley signed a class action federal lawsuit settlement that included the agreement that no children under 6 years of age are to be placed in children's homes, and relatively few children under 12 are to be placed in homes like Epworth. During this flurry of federal legislation and court action, Epworth trustees 4 years ago adopted a strategic plan that includes 3 main goals: continuing to remain a superior residential child care ministry, expanding the missional impact beyond the campus boundaries, and reaching the point of financial sustainability in order to operate independently of government funding. Last year, Epworth purchased a second campus in order to improve and expand services to children and families. Located on the 19 acres that join Trentham Road United Methodist Church in Columbia, the property and 14 buildings will enable Epworth to move into the future and remain a leader in child care in our state. The second campus will enable Epworth to establish, in partnership with other organizations, the Institute for Child and Family Well-Being that will encompass Epworth's current and expanding array of services and educational initiatives. In addition, Epworth seeks to address the significant need of providing services to children and families in rural South Carolina, where there is often a lack of local resources and a support framework for children and families in crisis. The Institute will be the umbrella under which specialized centers will reside. And so, in celebration of and thanksgiving for over 120 years of service to children, the trustees of Epworth Children's Home are preparing to launch its first all-inclusive Every Child is a Miracle campaign. The central purpose of this campaign is to enhance, expand, and sustain the life-changing ministry to distressed children and families in our state by raising from $7 to $10 million over a 3-year period. The campaign aims to be a collaborative in-state and statewide initiative, including involvement from individuals, foundations, and companies across the state, as well as faith communities in and outside of the United Methodist Church. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, the vision of Epworth Children's Home is to provide superior services for the greatest number of individuals through competent, caring adults who are trained in the most effective research-based methods of child and family care. It takes an annual conference of individuals dedicated to the truth that every child is a miracle for this vision to be sustained.